Welcome into episode 21 of the Ultimate Die League podcast. Opening day is just a few days away. I am here with your co-host of the show, Brendan Schmerda DeAndrade.
Yeah.
And our special guest of the evening, 2021 Offensive Player of the Year and four-time All-Star JT Bain.
Thank you guys for having me. Always a pleasure, you know?
Baller,
Yes, sir.
straight baller, shot caller, JT Bain in the building.
So I want to start by saying that we heard you guys. All year we heard your complaints about the bounces. Tables aren't hitting that well. My tosses aren't leaving the table. And we heard a lot of you guys willing to pitch in for a new table. Everyone's saying, yo, whatever you need, I'll throw down for a new table.
I was one of
We
them.
heard you. We got you. We made a new table. We got the new supplies. And instead of just a few of you vets willing to throw down, we're just going to have every player toss $5 at their first tourney appearance. And then we'll just go from there.
The table's fire too, so if anyone's thinking like the table quality is getting worse, it's better.
Oh, yeah.
Like this time, the table is not going to have the excuse of, I can't see the dice because it hit the white part of the paint.
Yeah,
Right?
no
Yo,
white on this table.
There's just a black UDL in the middle of each side, bro. So whenever the die hits you, you're gonna see it. We have a clear as day line.
It's the UDL logo, too, you know?
Fire.
When you guys made the table back in the day, you didn't know UDL was going to blow up like this.
Sure.
That's a fact.
And now we got to represent the UDL on the table. So when the film's going, you see UDL at all times.
Right. And it's the black logo. So
Hell
again,
yeah.
no white on the table. I don't want to hear excuses when the
black
dice
logo's
hits the white
fire.
and you can't see it because the
Yeah.
dice is white and
Yeah.
what's his name? Peter Griffin's shirt is white.
Get out of
We
here.
ain't gonna hear, we're not gonna hear that this season. So again, $5 per player. Just whenever you make your first appearance of the season, whether it be tourney 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your first appearance, you'll drop 30 for the first tourney. 5 of that will go towards the league and the table and everything
Boom.
else.
It's the least we can do for you guys. Thank you guys.
No.
Commission, co-commish.
My guys,
Least we can do.
at least we could
That's
could
what we
is
do.
provide this new table because those
That's what I'm
ones
saying.
got the job done for a few years, but now we'll put them up in the Hall of Fame of UDL someday and
Yeah.
they'll live on.
So
And
is it-
also, I wanna, my fault, JT, for
No, you
cutting
good.
you off,
No, you
but
good.
we're signing the table, for punks.
Yeah, the
Like
legs.
that's fire. So like, and then like now we're gonna get to look back at the table a couple years from now and be like, yo, like look at all these signatures. Like you remember like this game? Like I could tell. I remember when I signed the. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
So that's another thing that's gonna be added to.
Yeah,
like, the
that'll
table.
definitely be a memory for everything.
Word.
Facts.
Yeah, so we'll use that new table, and then when we're at Umbi's, we'll use his black table.
Well, Umbi actually got a new table as well this
Yeah.
season. So
he
shout out
replaced-
Umbi.
He replaced
Shout out
that
Umbi.
one.
Umbi got a new table. He said his black one was
Yeah.
getting a little warped, so he got a new one.
Could see that.
And
A lot of
yeah,
dies
so
been
now we're
thrown
ready
on
to go
that
with
one.
2 fresh tables. So shout out Umbi.
Absolutely.
Facts. That's big. Shout out Umbi because I feel like one table maybe would have had people like, oh, I want to play on the new table only.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Exactly.
and get a little like like bothered that they didn't play on it maybe one game. So
Mhm.
like so having 2 new tables is definitely an even playing field as well. So
When it all comes down to it, it's how you throw the die.
it's
that's,
like-
that's what it comes down to.
right, like a
You catch
basketball
it or you
player.
don't.
All you need is a basketball and a hoop. It doesn't matter what gym you're in. Doesn't matter
What the
if you're home,
backboard
away.
is.
The home game, away game. Stephen Curry's gonna shit on you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, it shouldn't matter.
Mhm. And speaking of Umbi is going to host the first tourney. So the first tourney going down in Bridgewater. Shout out Umbi and Mr. Umbi.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to bring up that I've noticed a lot when going through the film, especially in these finals games, is in the background. I always see a game on that other table. There's nothing more frustrating than watch an
My gosh.
empty finals game,
Ugh.
and then you look in the background and there's a money game going on in the back with maybe even a few people standing around talking,
Yeah.
watching that because they're just high and just standing around. They don't even know what they're watching.
Facts.
If we could just hold the money games until after the final point,
Yeah.
then we can get all the money games we want. You guys can go crazy on both tables for the whole rest of the day. But that way, once you're in the finals as well, you'll have a nice big crowd watching
Yeah.
you, and it just makes for better film, better vibe, and a better tourney.
I
Yeah.
feel like that should be something that people should do out of respect because, I mean, mostly everyone, I'm not going to say everyone's made it to a finals, but everyone's at least experienced like at least watching a finals game or like being in a finals game, and they
Or a
know how
crucial
serious it
game,
is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like that is a serious game. So like it would mean a lot to the players that are playing in the game if you guys were to watch the game, because that would even feed into the energy on the table. And that would just make for a better game too. Not even just for the film, but I feel like that takes away from the energy of the game. Like
Big time.
you remember in our first tourney of last year
I was
when
just about
Colin
to say that.
Mhm.
I
yeah,
was
when
just
Colin
about
and
to
Nick
say
made that crazy ass FIFA, bro.
Yeah.
And everyone
Everyone-
exploded. That's because there
electric.
was no money games.
That's
And
that's the best film we've got.
honestly,
That's some of the
that
best film we've had.
exactly that made the league look so like fun and like serious, and like it
Yeah.
looked like everyone was into it. So that's definitely what I feel like we should get out of every finals.
And who knows, as great as all those plays were, who knows how lit that game would have been in memory if the crowd wasn't the way it was in that
Exactly.
game. Like,
It
if
wouldn't
there
have
was
been.
only like,
It wouldn't
if
have
there was a
been.
couple guys
Nope.
scattered on each side of the table watching, sitting around, it wouldn't have had the hype that it had. Like the
Not at all.
crowd, the crowd helped elevate that.
It was like the
that
NBA
game.
playing in the bubble, bro. There's no crowd reactions. There's nothing. Just like the announcers and the slim
Yeah.
people that are watching there.
Yeah.
But with the crowd, it creates a better atmosphere.
Yeah.
It creates a better
And it stresses you out
game.
on the table.
It stresses you out.
Every
It
heartbeat gets racing.
It also hypes you
Facts,
up, and
right?
it's better
Facts.
exposure for UDL. Like when
Mhm.
you post
All
that
around.
with those reactions,
Yeah.
UDL's only going to get bigger and bigger when we're all participating in that last game.
That's a fact. So just to double up on what Troy said, just please hold the money games till after. We're not opposed to money games. I mean, like shit,
Hell no.
I've even made my money back and some through some money games too. So I know why y'all playing. You
Smart
just
as a
lost the
hustler,
tourney.
That's why.
It's like shit. I gotta get my money back.
He's a
Let me go
hustler.
pick on someone who I saw was drunk as shit today. And then, yo,
Exactly.
I'm gonna drop my own partner because we didn't do good today. I'm finna grab someone else that said, "Yo, Ty, come here, Ty. Let's go." You know what I'm saying?
Ty's
So
the king of money games. Don't go.
come on, yo,
I don't want to
Ty.
face Ty after.
Ty,
a tourney.
get your ass. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, we love that you guys stick around and play money games. That shit's fire, and there's definitely enough time to do that after the tournament's over.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Word. Moving on, we got a little partner news for Tourney 1. You kind of know the partners that we have for season 5. Some of the new partnerships like Cam and Roach, Reno and Brandon is a new
Yep.
team.
Ooh.
Bangers.
Let me pull up a couple of these other new
I'm
teams.
saying Reno and Brandon played at Umby's house the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reno went 9-1, and
Sheesh.
Brandon and Reno went 4-1.
Damn.
So they were hooping against good competition
Okay.
too.
Damn.
All right.
Reno comes to play, man. He really
Oh,
does.
absolutely.
This is his year.
Reno
Absolutely.
and Brandon are a team that everyone's sleeping on probably before the season starts as a playoff team.
Mhm.
But I feel like
absolutely.
Reno and Brandon are two players that have played together and have chemistry before
Mhm.
even being partners in the UDL. They
Mhm.
had chemistry
From
in
the
the
Rising
All-Star
Stars.
game. Yeah, they had that. Yeah, the Rising Stars All-Star Day, and they also have chemistry. They've been playing in the backyard. They went to Umby's, went 4-1. So I
Yeah,
feel like
Rocco's house, they've been running together. They're getting
Yeah,
in the
bro.
reps. They're getting a lot more
That's
reps
key.
than
Team's
other
scary.
people than other people are.
Yeah,
They
that's
are.
important.
that team is scary, bro. Not to say every team is scary, but that's a team that I feel like we don't talk about enough coming into this season. I feel like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
we actually are gonna get into Reno and Brandon more in this episode later on.
Okay.
Love
bet.
that.
But before we do that, I have the unfortunate news to drop that Alec will not be able to make Tourney 1.
Wow.
Shout out Alec, my partner that I've confirmed with for this season.
It's my
Can't make
fantasy
it
pick.
for-
Damn.
Can't make it Tourney 1, but I'm
Big.
coming in with a replacement by the name of a former MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. I'm rolling with Scotty P
Hey.
for Tourney 1.
Stop that.
Scotty
Bro.
P.
Scotty
Stop
P.
How you feel about that, JT?
I knew Fahey wasn't going to be able to make it this weekend. And then when I heard Scott was still playing, I was like, I don't imagine Scott playing without his go-to teammate for the entire year. Now to hear that, that's kind of nuts. That kind of blows my mind.
Who did you think Troy was gonna be partnered with? Because
Not a
you knew
clue.
Alec wasn't coming. Did you have like a thought?
I didn't know Alec wasn't coming until earlier today. So I don't know. Maybe maybe Jake was coming back for a tournament, even though he might have another partner. I don't know if he was scooping up someone like
Scotty P.
Scotty P's crazy.
Man.
Yo,
Scott.
Troy's on my fantasy team. For everyone that doesn't know, we're doing a little local UDL fantasy. And yeah, Troy's on my fantasy team. So I'm stoked for the fact that I was reading the league news today on the fantasy website. And I was like, wow, Troy and Scotty P.
Hey, it looks good on paper. We still got to produce. So shout out Scott, though. I'm excited. I'm down. I love that you're down to come without your partner.
Facts.
And
Troy's heart's racing.
Get
He's
some
so excited
games
right
in.
now.
Oh, hell yeah. Scott, bro.
I mean, dude,
MVP.
who wouldn't be excited to play
Scott.
with one of the godfathers of the league?
That's the Bill Russell of the UDL.
We're
he's
literally
coming back.
talking about
Let's
someone
just
who's
hope-
on the
yeah.
Mount Rushmore of anyone's Mount Rushmore. If you ask any player in the league that was around for those seasons, they're gonna put Scott on there.
It's
Let's
like we're
just
up.
hope he hasn't been chuck and die.
I don't think Scott could get rusty. I feel like
Me
Scott
too.
is rust proof.
Yeah,
Defensively, never. Offensively, it's a different game.
True.
Offensively,
true.
I'm not doubting the kid 1 second, but we'll see Saturday when it comes down to it. You know.
Or it helps. We already play opposite sides, so that helps. But yeah,
Now, fact, shout out to Scott, man. I can't wait to see Scott return
Mhm.
for another tourney. We only saw him once last year, so I definitely want to, see more Scott this year. And
This
I'm-
is like
I'm
Bill
happy
Russell.
that he's coming to this first tournament.
it's like Bill Russell somehow coming back and playing in the '80s. It's like, whoa, like he's back.
Yeah, it's
Still-
like-
but he's
like,
still nasty.
What if Bill Russell was like when he was coaching, he just ripped the fucking suit off and jumped on the court? Everyone would be like, yo.
Legit.
You
Shout
saying?
out, shout out Fahey too. He's an athlete
Yeah,
too.
we'll see chunks.
Absolutely.
We'll be
Facts.
seeing
He's an
chunks.
athlete. He can hit the table. Him and Scott got the chemistry down. So when both of them do get on the table together, they're still going to be a force no matter what.
Nah, hell yeah. Shout out to Chunks. I can't wait to see, Chunks and Scott, bro. For real. It's gonna be cool.
So we're gonna do a cool thing on this pod. We're gonna break down each team's storyline heading into this season.
Love that.
So kind of when I say storyline, I kind of mean like what the UDL media has been talking about heading into the season. If we were on SportsCenter every day, what would the media be saying about your team heading into the year? And obviously, we'll start with Lang and J-Rich, the team that's been the 1 seed the past 2 seasons. And the storyline that I think they have heading into the year is, can they maintain their prominence? I feel like we've already kind of touched on it in UDL TV. Is the reign over? So I feel like they just have to go out and prove that the reign is not over, and they still got it.
Honestly, I feel like, yeah, that's a good question. Can they still be the team that's dominant? Can they still be prominent in the league? But I feel like the question should be like, will they? Because we know they can.
Right.
Because they've done it multiple times. So it's like, can they? Yeah,
Definitely.
of course they can. They have the ability to do it. Are they going to do it though? I'm not sure because the league is continuously getting better. A lot of players who, were showed out last year, teamed up. We're gonna get into the teams, but like a lot of players found another partner, and that could even mean that they could get better or worse. So you don't really know who is gonna be the team that's dominant until we're like probably mid-season. But I would say that Lang and J-Rich absolutely have the ability to do it. It's just whether or not, like, are they gonna do it?
I agree, man. The last 2 seasons in the regular season, they've dominated. I don't remember the exact number of straight finals appearances it was, but it was a crazy number. And
11.
title wins,
11.
11 straight, and what, 6 or 7, 6 wins,
6 rings.
and 6 rings. That's
Crazy.
11 straight. That might very well never be done again.
I don't think there's
Well-
a shot that happens again. I don't think we'll even get 5 in a row.
But on that one day when anything can happen, the playoffs, they haven't won it. They
That's another storyline, I guess.
Why do you
That's
think?
what I'm
Why do you
saying.
think that? You think the playoffs is just because you played in the playoffs? You think the
Mhm.
playoffs is a different atmosphere, or do you think they're satisfied with how much times they won and been there during the season that they don't have the same intensity in the playoffs?
I think they have the same intensity. It's just, it's not one and done when you're in the playoffs. It's not first round, you get so-and-so, you win that game, you play so-and-so the next game. Every team in the playoffs deserves to be there. Every team in the playoffs
Yeah,
is a great or elite team. So
And you got to play them multiple times. So
that's what I'm saying. You
yeah.
got to play them multiple times. You got to string together a couple good games in a row to play that. They're more than capable
fact.
of doing it. It's just they're so dominant to not have an end of the season championship tournament win. It's just
I think that's the next step for them. They need a playoff ring. That's next for their resume. That's the only thing missing from their resume, really, is a playoff ring.
It really is.
I mean, granted, there's only been 2 playoffs, but during that span, that was their prime.
Their dominant reign.
Both of them.
Exactly.
So that's a great. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I feel as if they have to put together a good run in the playoffs and get a dub, and that would just cement them as
the 1 seed don't
maybe
matter.
the greatest team ever. like an untouchable team too. Like not just they're already like the greatest team, but it's like touchable. Like
1 seed don't matter unless you finish the job, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll leave it at that. Moving on to Rocco and Zill. It's kind of similar to what we were just talking about with Lang and Jarrett. This team they teamed up last year, monster regular season. They picked up 2 rings. They get to the playoffs, bounced first round. That's a team that I feel like.
By who?
we don't have to get into that.
It was by Troy.
Your
Troy and
boy Denal took him down. But Rocco and Zill, I feel like that's the next step for them is getting it done in the playoffs and excelling the game in the last round. Because we've seen they've done pretty much everything you can do in the regular season. They won 2 rings. Zill went to a finals with you on his own. Rocco's been to finals without Zill. Now, as a team, they got to go into those tough playoff series, and get them done.
Yeah, they play in the backyard together all the time, always getting reps together. When it comes season time, they did miss a couple tournaments together. Like I said, when I played with Zill, Rocco had that injury and everything.
Yep.
So they could have built their playoff standings a little bit more when they were together in the regular season.
Fully healthy Rocco Zill should be.
Yeah, they should be
really good.
They should be ranked in the top 3, top 2, top whatever you want to call it. They're both elite players. Zilly looks good in the off season. Rocco hasn't skipped a beat. Right. It's just the league's so tough now, bro. There's no easy outs anymore. There used to be 28 teams in a tournament, and a couple of teams were there to have fun, and a couple of teams were there to win it. That's not it anymore. Every team that shows up
is nasty.
Every team that shows up has the motivation. Yo, we could do this.
Honestly, right? I'm gonna keep it quick and simple. Rocco and Zilly are absolutely gonna be monsters next year. Honestly, if you looked at the MVP ballot, it says itself. Rocco is literally on the brink of winning an MVP. He's been in the conversation for so long. It's like Rocco's going to probably have his MVP season this year if he plays more tourneys than he did last year. And Zilly was offensive player of the year last year, but they're probably both better on defense. So it's they're going to be nasty next year for sure.
Word. How about our defending champs, Bigar and Umbi? Bigar and Umbi had a strong second half of the season. Post All-Star break, they went Final 5. I think 2 out of those 3 tourneys, including one of those was a championship. Clinched them a spot into the playoffs with that ring, and the rest is history from there. They go on and knock off Torres and Kev in round 1. They knock off Lang and J-Rich in round 2, and they beat me and Denal in the finals to win the playoff championship in their very first season. So I think the storyline for them is simple. Can they repeat? They're going to be looking to repeat and do it again, and maybe even have a little more regular season success than they did last season. But yeah, that's my thoughts on them.
Can they repeat? I'm not sure if they're going to be able to repeat a playoff. I definitely think that they could, but I feel like, we haven't seen that yet. So let's not put that pressure on Bigar and Umbi. But I feel like Bigar and Umbi is definitely going to continue to build on what they had going at the end of last season. And they were a very, very strong team, probably top 3 from tourney biz until throughout to the end of the season, through the playoffs. So, I feel like they're going to build upon that, and they're going to be great this season from tourney 1 to tourney 8. Instead of picking it up at the end of the season, they're going to be that great all season, and they might even improve again. Yeah. So
I see them being a higher seed than the 5 seed.
That's what I'm saying, because they'll be that good all season. Are they going to win? That's hard to say, because we've yet to see a team win 2 playoff finals. But I definitely think that they're going to, like you said, Troy, they're going to be a higher seed this year.
I'm going to go off of that. I know postseason is definitely a different animal and everything, but B-Guard and Umby are my favorite to take the 1 seed this year.
I love that. I love
definitely take the 1 seed.
It's a good prediction.
You got to think we're playing in Umby's backyard. No one knows the terrain. No one knows the tables like he does. There's very little people, if not nobody, that plays more die in the off season than B-Guard and Umby. I've been ran with Umby the other day. Kids FIFA's game is elite. If you miss a table, it's an automatic point. You might as well not even look at it.
And he's a goalie, mind you. All right, so anyone in soccer, if you come to die, you're gonna kick the shit out of that shit.
That's one team you don't wanna miss the table on. B-Guard, he does nothing wrong. There's no flaw in his game.
Mr. Fundamental.
Legit. He's good at every aspect of the game of die. And they obviously have probably the best chemistry, and their boys on and off the die table. They like hang out off the field and everything. They're gonna be a force to be reckoned with this year, and they're my favorite to take the 1 seed this year.
Yeah, I like that.
You heard that here first. When we have to come back and clip this.
That could happen
if that ends up being true.
Could very much happen.
All right, this next one's just interesting. Joe and Pat. I feel like Joe and Pat are the most disrespected 2-time champs that you could possibly have.
Ever.
Dude, I don't think anyone
ever
is like the jury somehow is still out on Joe and Pat if they're a great team. And it's like, bro, the stats don't lie. They have the highest winning percentage.
Troy, can you name me another team that has won 2 UDL championships during the regular season on their first season? Not even rookie year. The team's first season together.
Not many.
I don't think
right?
it's
So
ever been done besides Drew and Scott.
I was gonna say Scott and Drew.
Maybe me and Jake. That's it.
You and Jake. Now,
that was your first year together? Yeah.
Now, after saying that, you have to put Joe and Pat automatically got to be in the conversation then.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And they did it in their rookie year. Like we had all been already playing. Scott, like me and Jake both already played. We just teamed up.
So they're in the conversation for being one of the powerhouses in the league for sure. Just because what they've done, like that's history. It's not going to go anywhere. They grabbed 2 rings their first season together, their rookie year.
They need more respect on their name. I think people just don't give them enough credit. Like they win those 2 rings, and people are still looking for a reason why they're not the best, or maybe why that tourney that they won wasn't a strong tourney. Like there's never just like, oh, Joe and Pat, that's a legit 2-time. Like you don't hear that often. I feel like they're a little slept on still, which is hard to say for a 2-time
I feel like
champ.
I'm gonna say Joe and Pat will win another tourney.
Yeah,
Joe and Pat's going to win another tourney. And once they win another tourney, they're now in a very elite club. 3. So that club is like, we have Colin and Nick and Trig and Marani. We have Zill and Rocco. I think those are the 3 teams that have 2 rings.
Rocco has 3 individually.
Wait, no, because that'd mean the finals. So yeah, exactly. So that's 2 regular season. You know what I'm saying? So once they get 3 regular season,
that puts them in a different class. With just Rocco, Lange, J. Rich, Scott, and Drew. Those are the only 5 players that have won 3 rings.
You cannot dispute that if they get another one. You can't.
Yeah, man. They're excellent for the league, man. They're both great players. Both were up for awards this year at the award show and everything. And I just feel like they're boys. They're so close together, but they're like polar opposites on the die table. Like Joe is the silent assassin, bro. Like he'll beat you 5-0 and you want to give him a hug. But then Pat freaking
shirt off, clapping
push-ups, electric. They're both great dudes. Great guys. Great guys to have in the league.
Joe will biz you and say sorry.
Legit. That's what he will.
Speaking of biz, after going through some Joe and Pat footage, I don't think there is a team that has gotten bizzed more in one season than Joe and Pat. And I think it's up to like 10 to 12 times in this season.
Their first tourney.
It happened 4 to biz times.
I remember I was watching that game and I'm sitting there like, oh, like they don't play that rule back home. So they're getting bizzed left and right.
Bro, the whole time.
What's the score? They're just like, biz 2, biz. Oh shit! And like I didn't know I couldn't say 5 biz. Oh, that's 2, bro. Like shit.
And it is funny to look back because I didn't really remember that. I wasn't watching all their games that day, but after going back and watching them get bizzed 5 times, and then looking at Pat doing his shirt off, clapping push-ups and jumping around, it makes sense. The guy was drunk. Like the guy was feeling himself.
I remember vividly because I knew they had to drive. That's the only reason why I remember.
don't
I'm looking at
condone
these
that.
kids like, oh my God, dude. Like, fuck. Why
Yeah.
why
No, I
them?
think they got a ride.
The only way
Why
to learn
them?
is
I
to
think they got
play,
a
bro.
ride.
The only way to learn is to play.
And I
Word.
feel like, though, Biz is your welcoming to the league. That's how you get welcome to the league.
That was their welcome to the UDL moment.
Exactly.
For
You know
sure.
when people be like, oh, what was your welcome to the league moment? Theirs is coming to the tournament and getting biz times in their
For
first
real.
tournament.
In the backyard, it's all fun and games, but when you're on the table, you're drinking. There's
Chug.
no
Chug out, bitch.
Yeah.
And if they play me, I'll get them a couple times. Trust me.
JT's the king of that.
Mhm.
All right. I remember my first time playing Die. The house that I lived at had Biz in it. And the JT's be on his phone like, oh, yo, Schmerda, what's the address? 544, mate. Yeah, Biz.
Every time. All right, what about Torres and Kev? Storyline I feel like the media has been talking about all offseason is, can they win a ring? Can they get over the hump and win a UDL championship? They've been in the finals 3 times as a team now. Haven't pulled it out yet. And another one on top of that, a side note, is can they get out of the first round of the playoffs? They're one of the teams that's been to the playoffs 2 years in a row now. So not a lot of teams have made it both years that the playoffs have been a thing. Torres and Kev are one of those teams, and they've yet to make it out of the first round. Granted, they've played Lang and J-Rich in the first time and B. Garnumby in the second time. So
They were the 5 seed last year?
4 or 5. I think it might have been 4.
5, and they were 8 seed.
And the 8 seed the year before.
Yeah.
So, I
okay.
mean, it is hard to win playoff series, but I feel like that's the next step for them is to get into that
At
second
this
round
point-
and to obviously win a ring.
To relate it to like basketball, like I always do, they're the Sixers. They're like Joel Embiid because they're
And
not
Harden.
the best team in the league, but
They're
they're
two of the
always in the
greatest players,
conversation.
you know?
Yep.
So it's like, are they going to make it out of the first round of the playoffs? To answer that question, yes. Are they going to win a ring? They've been to the finals. They've been flirting with it. But I would say that they're definitely going to make it to another finals. I'm not sure if they're going to win a ring because I feel like it depends on the opponent that they get. Kev and
If they
JT,
get a FIFA team.
I was just going to get into that, fam.
Yeah.
Kev and JT throw the die from so far in the damn yard. If they play Rocco and Zill in the finals, man, you know what I'm saying? They're beating themselves.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it depends on who they get, but I bet they'll make it there.
That's when you're playing them, you got to just pray and hope the die comes to you when it hits your side of the table. They throw
Right.
so high,
Rockets.
so far.
Rockets.
Majority of the time, the only team that can beat them is themselves.
True. That's a
Legit.
great thing.
And
That's
then
a great point.
last year, Kev won MIP. He was almost too good to win MIP. Like he had such
Yeah.
a breakout season. And then JT Torres is arguably one of the best players to not have a UDL ring.
Mm-hmm.
They're such a great team. They had such a strong start to last year. Kind of fell off at the end of the year. I don't know what that is. I think just an educated guess is once the end of the season starts coming along, it shrinks to the 12, 14 best teams in the league. So you're not getting a bye at any
That's
single
what
round,
I'm trying to
a-
say.
Any single round.
That's what
Not
I'm
saying
trying
they
to say.
can't do that. Not saying they can't beat any of the teams. It just becomes so much more of a gauntlet towards the end of the year.
It starts becoming who's the matchup.
Exactly.
It's not like they're not good enough. It's just like, who
Yeah.
are they playing? Because if they're playing someone that's going to bring out the weaknesses, then it's going to be tougher. But if they play a team that they match up well against, they could very well blow them out of the water, you know what I'm saying? And really make a stamp too. So
they're such a streaky team, man.
You are right.
They're either unguardable or like, you know,
Yeah.
or they're just making self errors. Like I said, the only team that can beat them is themselves.
They did falter in the second half a little bit, but they did come back in turn 8 and go to the finals
That is
against
very
Rocco
true.
and
That is
Zill.
very
So they
true.
came
That
back
is
very
true.
strong at the end. Just wanted to
Yeah,
get that out.
100%.
All right, next team we got Cam and Roach. Cam and Roach. That's the first team
Oh.
of 2 new players playing together. 2 of our top 10 players that we had last season. And I think the storyline is, will these 2 star players be able to play together?
This is a team. They're both great players. I just don't know what's in store for them. They're both elite. I'm not even gonna say great. I'm gonna say elite. And Cam is a good dude, such a great teammate to be on your side. So isn't Roach. They're both great guys. So I'm not worried about the chemistry at all. how much dye are they throwing together in this offseason now? How many times are they playing on their own this offseason? It's going to be very tough to just come into this Saturday and be like, hey, dab it up. Let's go. Let's do this thing.
Yeah,
And
I feel like you're right.
You know,
Right.
and take a big step in your game as a team and everything.
Facts.
It's Cam's got the FIFAs, Roach and Cam got the electric defense. They're gonna give it all every single game. They both hate losing. They're sore losers. That's what it is, which is good. That's
good. Great. I'm a sore loser too.
Hell yeah, lose a game and die.
I don't want to lose in anything. I don't even want to lose in tic-tac-toe.
Losing a game and die and walking off the table, dude. That's the worst thing.
Walk of shame.
I don't have a huge opinion on them just because I have no idea what's in store for them.
I feel like with Cam and Roach, it's just like any other sport. When you have a team that gets put together and there's a bunch of superstars, you never know how they're going to play together. Like, right. Cam was great with Jay, but you can't take
with Brandon.
But you can't take away what Jay and Brandon did. So maybe, I don't feel like Roach is an exact replica of Jay and Brandon. I feel like this is going to be another challenge for Cam. And I feel like, Roach hasn't played with anyone this good. So maybe...
to that point...
Yeah, Fennell's no slouch, don't get me wrong.
Roach played with Fennell, and Fennell fed Roach so many FIFAs this season. Yeah. And I think that was a big reason as to why Roach went 3-2, 4-2 every single tourney.
Well, I'm not even talking about the... what they could do as a team. Like, I'm just saying, like, the pressure. Does Roach feel pressured because he's with Cam? True. Does Roach feel pressured? I'm leaving Fennell and going with Cam, and I'm basically saying, "Fuck you, Fennell. I'm gonna have a better season with Cam." It's like when Zill and Rocco partnered up. We knew Zill and Rocco were great players, but it's like, Rocco, you're gonna leave D Hall, and Zill, you're gonna come team up with Rocco. We were discussing who has more pressure, Rocco or Zill. Right. So I think it's the same thing. There's going to be a lot of pressure on them, and I feel like they're a great team that because they have two great players, but how well they're going to play together, that's a question. But I feel like if they do click, which, could happen at any point, once they click, they're going to be a monster.
Yeah, but even with the Rocco and Zill comparison, it took Rocco and Zill, 4 weeks?
That's what I was going to say.
Weeks to click to get that first tourney win.
That's what I'm saying. It takes
a
while.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's a path Cam and Roach take. If they don't come firing off the bat, maybe they go 2-2 the first few tourneys, and then come in tourney 3-4, and that's when they really start.
That's the beauty of UDL, man.
I feel like
it just takes 1 week.
Roach and Cam both had no pressure last year. They came into the league. They're new. They're rookies.
Cam had a little pressure. We were chatting.
Them, but still, they were trying to have fun.
Yeah.
Now they're trying to win.
Did Cam live up to his pressure?
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think so. Yep.
I think the playoff seed, obviously that didn't come, but that didn't determine his ceiling, obviously. Right. But
he was originally the 6th seed with Brandon.
That's true. I was like the 7th seed with Zilly, so I don't count.
Right. No, I know what you're saying. No, his did count. Brandon was just couldn't make it.
Was out. Yeah. You're right.
But yeah,
watch film and
shout out to Fennell though, because
shout
out to Fennell, Jay, and Brandon, because those are also 3 great die players, and I feel like Cam and Roach teaming up together is gonna be cool for the league, and I hope that Fennell and Jay find out someone who they can play with consistently too, so we can get that. We can get that matchup. We can get that matchup with Fennell and his new partner against Roach and Cam, and then we can get Jay and his new partner against Roach and Cam.
We'll be getting into those partnerships pretty soon. Don't you worry. Next up, we got Nick and Colin. Nick and Colin are confirmed back. They're back for at least the first 6 tournaments, so that's quite a bit of Nick and Colin. Expectations for them are probably pretty high. I think the murmurs in the offseason are they still a top dog? Are they one of those teams to beat? Because now, obviously, we have a lot of teams to beat. Are they still one of those teams?
They won last year.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It hasn't been that long for Nick and Colin, and I feel like they're absolutely going to be one of those teams to beat, because even when you're beating them, they're still not beaten. Blanca and J Rich had the finals in a bag, and they came back and snatched it from them.
6-1.
I believe that they're definitely one of those teams that I know you don't want to draw anybody, but the last thing you want to do is draw a team that has final experience. So
Mhm.
yeah,
multiple finals experience. With them, to me, it's strictly availability. Strictly
Mhm.
availability. Unfortunately, the first season of the UDL playoffs, they couldn't even make the UDL playoffs,
Right.
which who knows
And they were
what
the 3 seed.
who knows what happened then. We would
They
have been
won.
we would have been talking them on a whole different pedestal if
they
they
won
paid.
before. They won the tournament
Yeah.
before, so they
Ex-
had
they were
they
hot.
were
had a
already on a
bag.
roll. They
Mhm.
won the first tournament of last year.
Mhm.
With a lot of weather factors went into that, but obviously they had to play with those two. It's been a long time since
That's back to back.
That's a lot.
Essentially.
I agree, but it's been a long time. There's a huge difference of throwing die in the backyard and throwing die in UDL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Huge difference. A lot more crowd, a lot more pressure, a lot more goes into it and everything. Am I saying that they can't do it? Absolutely not. Colin, if the die's getting off the table, he's getting there.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, Nick's a sniper, accurate. They complement each other well. They have also one of the top chemistries together in the league. It's just availability, and if they win a tournament, they place or whatever, can they keep on building on that? They come in third place. Are they just going to settle for the 7 or 8 seed if they just play 2 or 3 tournaments? It's all about how they build on that and their availability.
Facts.
Just to me, that's my opinion.
No, that's a good way to put it. What about D-Hall and Kearney? D-Hall and Kearney have an interesting storyline this season because Kearney's expected to get called into active duty at some point.
Appreciate your service, dog.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell
Shout
yeah.
out Owen Kearney.
Great dude.
He doesn't really know when he's supposed to go, but he expects it to be at some point this summer. So they're up in the air. They're going to play as long as he's around, but once he's gone, D-Hall, he's questionable now for what he's going to do the rest of the year. But while they're around, what do you think the key for them is to turn their partnership around? Because they had a lot of expectations going into
Easily.
last season, and I think
What
they'd be the first to admit that they
what
didn't.
it is.
They fixed it
produce.
already. They fixed it already. They have way better chemistry now.
That's
I feel like
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, they
The whole
fixed it
thing is
already.
chemistry, bro.
they fixed it. D-Hall
whole
used
thing.
to get on Kearney a little bit too much, and they fixed it. So I feel like I've been seeing them be way more charismatic with each other and way more like patting each other on the back when they do something wrong, rather than bickering about who blew the game. Because if I don't know about you, but I've heard them murmur after a game to each other and go over the game, and they're always trying to prove to each other. D-Hall's trying to prove to Kearney, you lost the game, and Kearney's trying to prove to D-Hall, no, you lost the game.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not the case anymore. I feel like instead of playing individually, which they were doing, they were playing on a team with each other, but both trying to prove that they're the, you know what I mean, like they're the dog, and like, you know, that they were two individual players on a team. Now they're a team.
That's exactly what I was getting. It was all chemistry, and I agree with you. They do fix it, and as soon as they do fix it and show it on the UDL platform this upcoming Saturday, they're going to be elite. They're two of the best defensive players in the league. Kearney's so flashy with it. D-Hall gets so low, gets under the die all the time.
Facts.
They're both good. Kearney, I would say he's a great he's a great FIFA. D-Hall's a good one. You don't want to miss a table against them. And
very sound team, very fundamental team, and they make splashes sometimes. They make plays that you don't see people make every day. So it's like that team, if they have their shit together, are very dangerous.
Kearney's fadeaway FIFA last year was the greatest die play I've ever seen. It was the greatest die play I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was insane.
Fadeaway
crazy.
FIFA.
A fade
sliding
crazy.
FIFA.
Crazy.
It was right on point. D-Hall just had to
turn around and catch it over the shoulder.
I think it was the greatest play
that
I've
image
ever
is
seen
never gonna leave my head.
It's not.
He knew it too.
dude.
The face he made as he stood up and
He was
just
like,
looks at Fab and goes,
"Ooh."
"Ooh."
And I'm pretty sure, what was that sound? Because he kicked it, and then I heard the table. Did he kick the table? Or did the die smack the table? And
No,
go up?
I didn't smack the table. No,
Right? No, there's no
he-
way the die hit it, but he might have even kicked
the other
the
team
table,
might have hit
bro,
the
like-
table, but he didn't kick the table.
Yeah,
nah.
no, that was as
it might have been the
clean
other
a play
team.
as
I don't know, but
possible.
that play is just never gonna happen again.
That's I can't even fathom.
It's
doing
never
that.
gonna happen
Crazy.
again.
That was just athletic.
It's crazy. It was nice.
What about myself and Alec? Obviously not going to get to play with each other tourney 1.
Mhm.
We'll be back tourney 2 and hopefully the whole rest of the season. I think our storyline might be, can I still win a ring, and does Alec have what it takes to help me get back to that spot?
I think so. I won Opoi in 2021, or 2022,
21. Yeah.
21. Yeah, Alec was right there behind me. If the stats came out and we had all like the available data, he would have been even closer behind me. He
led the league in scoring that year.
Yeah, on a per game basis.
Yep.
He even could have been a favorite to win it. He's very accurate. He's got a soccer background with the FIFAs and everything. Yep. Troy's a 2-time champion. He knows what it takes. He's been in the league since it was created because he created it. It is.
Gang.
Troy's got so much on his plate, organizing tournaments, organizing the videos, organizing dealerships, organizing everything. Does it take away from his die a little bit? That's a question. I don't think so, but there's just so much on his plate. Does he still have it on the die table? I think he does.
I'll tell you.
I got you, Troy. I got you right now. Troy has never fallen off. Troy just hasn't had the same success for multiple reasons. But Troy last year made it to a finals with Denal, and he didn't have any chemistry with Denal. He just met Denal that year, goes to the finals.
Absolutely.
Troy then plays with Mirani after that. They had, whatever happened. We don't got to get into that. But then Troy then gets back with Denal. They make the playoffs, and Troy goes all the way to the finals, bro. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you got to understand that if Troy can do that with Denal, and now he's playing with one of his boys, I'm not going to say
full
that
season under his belt,
Alec is better than Denal or Denal is better than Alec. I'm just saying that now Troy gets to play with somebody from the start of the season. Hopefully Alec can make most of these tourneys. So hopefully Troy can have a consistent partner for the whole year. It's someone that he knows. Excuse me. And I feel like Alec is the person who has to prove something, not Troy. So Alec has to get back to where he was at that season, where he was a runner-up for Offensive Player of the Year, coming off of, when he had that MIP win, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when him and Garrett was a team that no one wanted to see, when him and Garrett was knocking off D. Hall and Rocco, champions. If Alec can get back to that level, then I feel like Alec and Troy could absolutely probably capture at least one win this season.
I mean, if you just look at the top 30 list from 2 years ago to now, 2 years ago he was number 9 in the league. He was the 9th best UDL player out of 30. This year, I think he was down at like 26. Or
that was
25.
availability. That's what that
availability,
was.
but he still played enough to be on the list.
It wasn't availability. I hope Alec, you listen to every single podcast, my dog. I'm not getting on you, fam. I love you. Listen, bro, get back to what you was doing. I don't know how you're gonna get back there. You get back there, you and Troy's gonna be crazy. Alec played last year, but he wasn't himself. I don't know why. You're gonna have to ask Alec. Hopefully Troy, playing with Troy, having that enjoyment of having a partner for the whole year can bring the best out of Alec.
Who was Alec's partner last time?
That was his problem. He had a couple with Garrett earlier in the year, and then he had a few with Ty late in the year.
Yeah, that's never easy, Yeah.
That's
definitely never easy.
The last time Alec was in the playoffs, he showed out. So, let's go, man. Run it.
Word. All right. Another guy on this panel here, JT and Beretti. I feel like the storyline for this team is that they have to prove that they made the right decision teaming up. These are two star players. JT's a star player. Beretti's a borderline star player. He showed it in the All-Star tourney when he won it with Rocco. Two really good players that have individually done a lot. But when they teamed up together towards the end of the season, they didn't have the success that they were looking for. So I think they got to just prove to themselves and the rest of the league that they made the right decision teaming up.
I feel like, to me, the answer to that question before they even play is yes, because Beretti and Mood had success, but I feel like Beretti's always been wanting to play with JT.
Oh, absolutely.
Because JT's his boy. So now I feel like you're going to get more effort out of Beretti. I feel like Beretti already feels like he has to prove more because he's playing with you. And JT went to a finals last year with Zill. So as long as you guys, it's kind of like Cam and Roach. You guys just gotta find it. Once you click, once you guys find your rhythm together as partners within the UDL setting, I feel like sky's the limit.
I agree. And Beretti, I think
and JT didn't have a consistent partner last year.
I was gonna get into that.
So come on now, they had to team up. They had to team up. Let's go, run it.
Yeah, no excuses. I think Beretti's gonna I think when the All-Star voting came out, he was like 14th, 15th, or 16th on the All-Star. I think he's going to prove that he's a top 10 All-Star this year. Which he should.
Won the All-Star.
Won the All-Star.
So
proves that he can team up with the best and beat the best. Because the kid brings electricity to the table. Me and him got chemistry. I already know he's going to give it his all because I won't let him not give him his all, and he won't let me take anything off.
Shout out to Mood and shout out to Fabiano because those two players are great partners to have, and that's why it's gonna that's why Troy's posing that question because you guys had success with your prior partners and you were building blocks with those guys. And for whatever reason, you guys are partnering up together now. So let's see it. Let's see it happen. Yeah, I feel like you needed a partner. Beretti's been probably wanting to play with you, so it makes sense, and I hope you guys.
Nah, you got to remember, Shredder. They've already played together 3 times now through the whole second half of the season.
I know,
but it's.
What do you think? What went wrong at the end of that season, JT? Do you think
end of the season
matchups or
matchups were definitely difficult, but that's not an excuse. If you get in the die table, you expect to win and everything. When you get down to those last couple tournaments, it's the last 12 teams, 14 teams who are all fighting for a playoff team.
Right.
Unfortunately, me and Fobs at the beginning of the year, our schedules didn't line up. We played 1 tournament out of 4 together. I had 4 different partners last year. It just was kind of a little up and down. Beretti had to miss a tournament and everything. The first tournament, like I said, it was our first time playing in a real UDL game together. It just didn't go as planned. We played some great teams. We had some overtime games.
Yeah.
It wasn't in the cards for us for last season.
How long did it take Rocco and Zill to win?
3 tourneys.
3 tourneys to make a run. Like I said earlier, they're like Rocco and Zill. You guys got those 3 tourneys. Hopefully,
there's no excuses this year.
It's tough to team up with someone mid-season.
It is.
And you brought up a great point that it was the end of the season, so it's even tougher because motherfuckers got to get some playoff points.
I just got to I got to win a ring, bro.
Troy, to answer, I feel like
bro.
I feel like who knows what went wrong, but I feel like you guys have some experience now together, so hopefully that can help you out this season, and you guys can pick up on what you maybe didn't do enough last year. Best, bring it harder. That's what we play did. A little harder.
We both acknowledged to each other we didn't play our best. Definitely not. But it wasn't, why are you dropping this? Why are you missing the table? It was like
JT he was gets like, back to how he was playing. Are you kidding? Like, are you kidding?
He was like, I know you can do better. I know you can do better. All that. It's gonna be a season for us. Definitely. I've been playing 3 times, 4 times a week the last month because the weather's been beautiful. Beretti's getting his shots up. I promise you're gonna see a lot of us this season.
Let's fucking go. All right, we got a few more teams. Let's go a little speed round for the last few.
Heard.
Like a couple remarks from each. So Brandon,
how many?
We still got like a handful of teams. Brandon and Reno. We kind of touched on them earlier. New team. One thing I noticed with this team is these are 2 guys that are switching roles within their team.
Mm-hmm.
Reno was always the alpha of the team, like the top dog, the Jordan, the Batman. We'll call it Batman and Robin. And LeBlanc was the Robin. And I feel like every team kind of needs that dynamic.
A little bit, yeah. Or at least that one skill set.
Point, at least
you're
one
the better offensive player, you're the better defensive player, yeah.
And Brandon was always the Robin, let's call it, because he partnered with Cam, and then he partnered with J Rich for a little bit. Like he played the Robin role. He played that secondary role. Now as they team up, we're led to believe that the roles kind of swap. That now Brandon has to kind of carry the load, as in his scoring has been elite all last season.
Okay.
I just think that Brandon has to step up to that level and take control of the squad, and not to take anything away from Reno. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying I think Reno can now play that secondary role, which I think would suit him even better. And Brandon has to step up and play that Batman role.
Yeah. I do disagree with that a little bit. I think, not taking anything away from Brandon, Reno's not going to give up the back seat. Brandon shouldn't give up the back seat. I think they're a 1A.
Word.
I think they're both the same equivalent type of player, both all-star caliber players. Reno's got the length. He's got the determined to win. Like he showed up every Saturday trying to win last year.
Right.
Sometimes my boy LeBlanc, sometimes a little too hungover to play die and all that stuff. And Brandon's used to playing with elite players, good players. That's what Reno is. He's good. He's on the ball. He's on the borderline of great. I think he is a great player. I've seen him a lot in the backyard this year. I think they're both gonna take leadership. They're both good dudes. The only thing I said, they both play the same side of the table. They got to figure that out. When I've played against them, they don't know what side to play.
True.
Okay. Yeah, they're gonna do great.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we gotta even worry about them.
Right. What about Ty and Liam? Ty and Liam's a team, two buddies from Dedham. They're an up and down team. I think the storyline for them is, can they find that consistency? They'll have a game against Rocco and Zill, for example, where their toss is absolutely both of their tosses, two of the highest tosses in the league, 2 sky shots, and when they're hitting, nearly impossible to catch. And Rocco and Zill could be the first to tell you that. They lost, I think, 7-2, 7-1. They didn't have a chance, and they didn't even touch a dice. Like, it's not like they were dropping. They didn't even get a hand on anything. Mm-hmm. It was uncatchable dice after uncatchable dice. But then Ty and Liam will go into a game against Cam and Brandon, the next one, and throw 3 FIFAs and lose 7-3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They need to have that consistency where they can do it game after game after game, and then they'll find themselves in playoff points every tourney.
Unfortunately, that takes practice. That takes reps. Offense, like you said earlier when we mentioned Scott, like offense is something that is literally just reps. Like, it's like, how do you think Ray Allen shot so good? Ask him how many shots he took before and after the game.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's reps, bro. You have to play. In a perfect world, if you could get die in before the tournament, you're gonna be way more hot on the table with your toss. Mm-hmm. That's why everyone, when they get to the tournament, find a dice and start tossing. You all know you need to warm your toss up. No one's just gonna walk into the gym and just start cash money, bro. So yeah, I feel like all they need to do is practice. And you know, if they practice this season within the season, then they should definitely be way more accurate and consistent. Mm-hmm. But that takes practice. That takes, you got to work for that.
Right.
Yeah, I think the chemistry between them two, it's going to be fine, just perfect. They're both great dudes, both love to play die. I think it's all on Ty. When Ty is hitting table with his moonshots, forget about it. Forget about it.
I hate it. Oh,
I don't care if you're Scott Pulak. I don't care if you're Rocco. I don't care if you're Odell Beckham Jr. You're not catching. You're not catching the damn die. It's impossible. You might as well turn around, just give him the point, and get ready for your next.
I'm not gonna lie. I saw Zill do some Odell shit last weekend. Yo, this dude stretched out from. I know you be playing out our house, bro. He stretched out from the backside and damn near hit the fence, bro. Like, he was all the way stretched out. But yeah, Ty throws the die. Just pray.
If he's consistently with those moonshots hitting the table, he can be offensive player of the year candidate. He can be most improved.
And his
candidate.
hands are top notch. Like, his defense is
first,
crazy.
Second team candidate. It's just
the sky's the limit for him. It's all mental. I think a lot of it's mental for him too.
I love the sky shot.
A lot of it is mental for Ty, because he gets in his head. If he has a couple bad tosses in a row, he thinks about it. And not that I think all of
everybody thinks about it.
I get very mental when I'm missing.
Yeah.
But he'll even after the good loss, he'll be dwelling on the tosses that he didn't make.
Yeah.
I think he needs to try to stay out of his head and just get into that.
So that
consistency of throwing to the same spot every time.
That just takes a Liam to be like, yo, Ty, shake that shit off, bro. Yeah. On to the next one, bro.
That's what he's got now.
You know what I'm saying? It's like in football, bro. You take it play by play. Like a quarterback might throw an interception, but he can still win the game. And it's not like just because he's throwing that interception, he's not going to go ahead and turn around and throw 3 touchdowns.
A wide receiver drops a pass, you go right back to him next play.
Right back to him. So yeah.
Right. What about Denal and Mark? They are returning as partners now. They started last season as partners. Played well together, but I think they only made 2 tourneys together before me and Denal turned up tourney 5. And in those 2 tourneys, they scored playoff points both times. They were final 5 both times. Then me and Denal won that ring, and they gave it one last shot. Mark and Denal played tourney 6 together. Once again, 5th place finish. So I don't think they've ever played together and not scored points. After that, me and Denal finished off the season 7-8 playoffs, and that was the last we saw of Mark. But when Mark was playing, he was a top 3 scorer in the league on a per game basis. His shot is extremely accurate. His FIFA is nice. He's 6'4", and he can get to any dice. I think the storyline for them is we've already seen Denal be in a finals. We've seen him be in a finals in a regular season, and we've seen him be in the playoff finals.
Mm-hmm.
Can Mark elevate his game to get to that point as well?
Mark doesn't have to elevate his game because his game's elevated. Mark skunked me the first time I seen him. Like I'm with I'm with Mahoney. Yo, Denal, I'm not shitting on you. I'm with Mahoney. And I'm like, yo, fam, yo, we got them. He's like, who? I'm like, yo, them right there. You see right there? We got them. Yo, let's get this shit. Like, we're finna run them. And this is like, we're in the winners bracket still. We might have 2 wins. I don't even know, 1 win, but whatever it is, I'm like, yo, this is the next team. Let's get it. I'm feeling good. They skunked us. I'm like, yo, what? I'm like, because you ain't never seen them play before. Mark has incredible like wingspan, bro. He can catch any dice because he can get there without taking many steps.
He's athletic.
And Denal makes up for his wingspan and his ability to contort his body into shapes that we've never seen and just fit in spots where he's not supposed to be and still come up with the catch. So that team defensively is crazy. When you add on the fact that Mark averaged 3 points a game last season, that
damn near, yeah.
People don't get that high. If you guys go on the website and check out the league stats right now, and you'll see that Mark Carmi is absolutely in the top 10, and that's not easy to do. So Mark Carmi and Denal, great defensively, and Mark is great offensively, and Denal is no slouch when it comes to offense. So that team is going to be dangerous, and I feel like they're very good. Mark does not have to do anything but keep doing what he's been doing.
Again, just the thing, consistency. Can you make the tournaments?
That's
Can
it.
you show up?
Right.
Because if they showed up, boom, they're in the playoffs. Boom, you don't know what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Troy doesn't make a finals because Mark's there. You know, Mark can get to almost any die. He's long and he's athletic. His shot's great. Denal gets low, gets to any die, or there's not any die he's not going to try to get to.
That's what I'm saying.
They're both very, very good at every aspect. Denal's elite defensively. If they show up every tournament, there's no doubt in my mind that they're going to place.
Word. How about Fennell? Fennell's an interesting one this year because once again, you can call him bad luck Fennell almost at this point because 2 years ago he was partners with Zill. They played very well. 3 years ago he was with Zill. They did very well. If we had playoffs back then, they would have been a top 4 seed.
Yep.
Then he took a year off. Obviously, that's why he came back this year and won Comeback Player of the Year. But this year he comes back, brings in a rookie. He called him all offseason. He was hyping Roach, who we didn't know. He just called him his rookie flyer. He would call him. He's like, I got a rookie flyer. He's nasty.
Yeah.
And that rookie flyer turned out to be Roach. And you know what
wrong.
happened with Roach. And now Roach obviously moves on and is pairing up with Cam. So Fennell's back to the drawing board. And once again, he's reaching out to me and saying he has a rookie flyer coming in. He's hyping him up. He said he's got speed and he's younger than him. He's faster than him. His hands are nice. I was like, all right, let's get it.
We need in the league. We need youth.
The storyline for this is, can Fennell elevate yet another rookie to stardom?
I disrespected Fennell earlier. I take that back, bro. If you listen to this, my bad. Fennell is nasty, bro. Fennell is a vet's vet. Comeback Player of the Year for a reason. I don't think it's easy or it should be unsaid the fact that he took a year off, came back, and
was nasty.
He was always, him and Roach were always there.
Mm-hmm.
Like at every tourney, they're always in it. Like they always have a chance to win. So
game.
whoever Fennell brings to the tournament, it doesn't matter who it is because somehow Fennell you call him
himself
bad luck Fennell, maybe good luck Fennell because everyone that Fennell has played with is a guy.
Yeah.
So is it Fennell? Probably, bro. So
he's a good teammate.
He's a great scout and he's a great teammate.
Yeah.
So he finds good teammates and he doesn't not play good. He's very solid. So yeah, bro. Shout out to Fennell. I feel like
future
Fennell
in the UDL scouting department.
Absolutely.
I feel like Fennell's gonna have something in store for us.
You got to remember that Fennell broke the record for FIFA's kicked in a tourney in tourney 3 with 10 FIFA's kicked. So
crazy.
As good as Roachy is, he goes 4-2 every time. You gotta look to Fennell some of those times because I mean those FIFAs get a lot of points, and when you get a lot of points, you win a lot of games.
And those FIFAs are swings. Those could come off of someone tossing it. You get a point, and now you're thinking, oh, I have to play defense. Oh wait, no shit, defense is turned into offense, and you get 2 points.
Exactly.
So yeah, those are very crucial, and he's probably absolutely going to keep up that FIFA game this year.
Yeah, Fennell's a great player, both sides of the table. And with the FIFA game, to bring in a rookie who's not used to the UDL, there's nothing easier than getting little bloops put to you right to your hand.
That's a great way to get welcome to the league.
Great to get a point, to get a bloop right to your hands, to get acclimated with the league and everything.
And to play with a guy like Fennell, he's the leader. He's brings the electricity, the energy. He's celebrating. Like, he's a guy that you want on your side.
He's mowing that lawn.
Yeah, the lawnmower, Sully. I love that one.
The chickens.
Yeah.
Shout out Fennell, man. I can't wait to see who you bring.
I got 3 more teams left. JLar and Haas, fan favorite team.
My fan favorite team.
Absolute vibes in the backyard. And every year, this team gets better and better. They started a couple of years ago, and we're so. Then they come back the next year, and they're very, very solid. And they come back again, and it's like, whoa, this team's legit. Like, they're beating solid teams each and every tourney almost. They're beating good teams. So I think can they finally make this next jump and become like all-star caliber players and become playoff threats or finals threats? You know what I mean? Can they get to that point?
For them,
this year?
it's going to have to take them heating up and staying hot. That team can heat up, but can they stay hot? Like, I've seen them in a tournament play an outstanding game and then maybe beat themselves, right? With a couple same sides and what so it be. So, yeah. Can they be all-stars? Hell yeah. They're going to be all-stars. But I would put more pressure on them. Like, can y'all make the playoffs? They're going to be all-stars. They're a name that has stuck around, and a lot of people know them, and a lot of people not only know them for playing great die, but they know that they're good dudes. So, like, they have good, relationships, and I feel like they have a good enough record, and reputation on the field to absolutely make an all-star game.
Yeah. They came in, they went from a team that came here to have fun to a team to be reckoned with. Haas, for me, if I had a vote, I think was an all-star last year. I also think he was Kev deserved MIP, but I think Haas was a close second for MIP. Played them a couple times. He's got a great boot, a great FIFA game. Yeah. They bring the electricity, the fun to the game, but they make you laugh. And
J-Law's great FIFA game.
Yeah. Don't get laughing too much.
That's what I'm saying. They get you having a good time. Oh, it's all buddy in the table.
Then they get you with 3 feats in a row.
Yeah,
bro. I learned that the hard way one game. We were cruising. It was good vibes. They're still laughing down 4-2.
Exactly.
And then we throw 2 straight feats, and J-Law kicks
playing right into their hands.
J-Law kicks it 30 feet in the air, and J-Law's like selling before. I mean, Haas is selling before he even catches it. Like that's
what it is.
They're a scary team.
That little tongue shit he does. Yeah.
They win and they have fun doing it.
They do.
I feel like for the league. Everybody wants to see them succeed, so they're absolutely going to succeed.
They're a fan favorite. They're my favorite.
Let's go, J-Law and Haas. Let's get it, boy.
How about this team? These are 2 former top 10 players, maybe as recent as 2 years ago. Fabiano and Commande. 2 guys that were legitimate top players in the league as recent as 2 years ago. Can they resurrect their career? Teaming up together, can they resurrect their career and get back to prominence?
Commande and Fobs, watch out, fam. Commande and Fobs, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, bro? Their defense, the amount of diving plays and highlight plays you're going to see from Mande and Fobs this year, that should be enough. But I feel like they're going to have great success because they're both veterans. They know what needs to be done. Mande had great success with Ty. Fabiano had great success with JT. They both didn't do much last year, but that's not because they were playing. That's because they didn't have a consistent
availability.
Yeah, they didn't play that much. They didn't play enough. So I feel like this year, if they both said they're ready to play a lot. If they buy in and they actually play, I feel like that's a team. Like I said, all of these teams, bro, are good. You don't want to draw any of these teams at the tournament anymore. Back in the day, it used to be like, I don't want him. They might have a handful. One handful
maybe
of teams.
Maybe the teams that aren't mentioned on this list, like some of those random teams that'll show up for a week.
You might have a little handful of teams.
But anyone on this list is not a team that you want.
You don't want to see anybody. Fobs and Commande and Vets, they're both good players. All they got to do is play.
Exactly, dude. One of the hardest decisions I ever had to make was officially splitting from the Fobs partnership because we had so much chemistry, so much success last year in the 2021 season. We had tied for the second most wins, even though we were the 5th seed, we had tied for the second most wins in the entire league. Yep. He's got a golden boot. He's got that soccer. He's got that like soccer background and everything.
Kamande can boot it too.
Kamande can boot it too.
Guys, yeah,
exactly. 2 FIFA guys. So no matter what side of the table it comes down to, the FIFA's gonna be in play always. Kamande got a really high moonshot. If that's consistent,
oh my gosh.
If that's consistent,
good spin on it too.
It is. You don't know which way it's going. You don't know how hard it's coming off the table. It's gonna be electric. Them two.
I feel like though, and I already know this off of seeing them play in the backyard, and I've played with Fobs plenty of times. They play the same side. Hopefully, they can find it. Because I'm pretty sure they both play the right side. Like I know they both play the right side. I played a tournament with Fabi. I saw him playing the left side in the backyard with Monday, and he didn't like playing the left side in the tournament. But Fabi can play either side.
They'll figure out what works for them.
No. Fabi's going to play the left side. Right. I can tell you that right now. And Monday's going to be on his strong side. I'm saying hopefully Fabi can play as good as he was playing on the right side with JT on the left side with Monday.
That's a good point. Word. All right, last team. This is a team that a lot of you might not even know is a team yet. How about Jay and Denny? Denny Adams. Some of you newer guys might not know Denny as much, other than he was snapping some nice pics at the award show, so you might know him from that. True. But Denny was an absolute all-star. Partner. Back in the day, Denny was a perennial all-star. Really good length. Again, we talked about Carmi with his length. Denny might even have another inch or two on mark, and he can reach even more dice. His FIFA game is strong. And Jay, I mean, we saw what Jay did last year on a small sample size. He only played a few tourneys together with Rocco. He had, before Fennell took the record with Cam. Before Fennell took the record of 10 FIFAs kicked in a tourney, it was Jay that had it with 9.
Let's go.
In his very first tourney he ever played in, he kicked 9 FIFAs to Cam. And then he got hurt in money games after that day. I think he sprained his meniscus or he sprained something, and he was out for the next 2 tourneys. That's why Brandon even got introduced to the league. So we know what Jay can do. He went to the playoffs. He plunked. He got out of the play-in. Like, he's a good player. Denny's a good player. I think the key for them is, or the storyline for them is, will they be able to mesh together, not really knowing each other that well? They don't know each other at all, other than maybe a quick "how you doing?"
Everything.
But
yeah, I feel like they're both easy personalities to get along with. I feel like both Denny and Jay can go to a room of people they don't know and make a friend. So I think because they don't know each other, might not have as much as an effect, because they both have a personality that, you know, can get along with anyone. And I feel like what it takes is, we know Jay plays a lot of die. Shout out to my man's Denny. I want to see Denny play more die. If Denny could play more die, his shot is dumb. Like, he throws it dumb high in the air. Like, he's already 6'4". He throws it so high. He just got to hit. When his shit hits, it hits, fam. It hits. Yeah. So if Denny can get his shot, it's kind of like the same thing with Ty. Denny can put in some work and get his shot back to being consistent. And then you have Jay's FIFA game. They're both capable on defense. It'd be a great team.
Yeah, definitely. Jay and Denny both like really good defensively. Denny's long, athletic. He's got a basketball background. He has the hands. Jay with the playoff spot last year. Yep. They're both really good offensively. And like you said, man, they're both really good dudes. I don't think chemistry is going to be an issue. There's nothing brings people together more than like playing die
and winning die too.
Winning. What takes one win?
One win.
If you win your first game, that smile on y'all faces, because you get that little relief. You're like, you get sigh of relief. Yeah. Once you get that one win, you get a lot more comfortable too. So I feel like hopefully when they get their first when they get their feet wet, they get a win, and it just really lights a fire on these
snowballs from that point.
Yeah. Jay proved himself last year as a really, really great die player. Denny wasn't there last year, but OGs know that
I think Denny played one tournament.
Yeah.
He played in Monday or two.
Maybe two.
Knows that he can huck a die. I guarantee there's going to be a team or two at the beginning of the season that goes up against them, be like,
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Start looking on to the next game and then be very surprised when they get on the die table.
And that's when you get fucked, is when you
Exactly.
overlook your opponent. You can never do that.
What's crazy is that might have been like the 18th team we've mentioned, and obviously 8 teams make the playoffs. I don't think that's a team that a lot of guys out there would have nabbed as one of their playoff spots. But don't be shocked by the end of the season if you're looking back and they're one of the teams that are fighting for that last spot, or they're in the playoffs.
Playoffs comes down to not only playing good when you're there, but being there every single tournament.
100%.
If you can make 8 tournaments, which is impossible.
Yeah, look at D-Hall and Kearney last year.
Yeah, I mean, not impossible. It's not probable. But if you do, you're going to put yourself in a great position to make a playoff run, because you're going to be getting points when other players aren't even present. So as long as they can stay consistent and make these tourneys, they're absolutely going to be a team that's in the hunt for the playoffs. There's a lot of teams that we mentioned today that we kept saying they have to play. They have to play. Yeah. Commande and Fobs, Joe and Pat, Nick and Colin,
Scott and Chunks.
You know what I mean? The list is endless on players that have to show up.
Alec.
So as long as if you show up, you're already giving yourself a head start on a lot of teams.
Word. So that finalizes our little recap of every team's storyline. Obviously, there's other teams, and once those teams become more prominent, we'll be happy to highlight you guys on the next pod. So before we get into our final part of the episode, which is the Beat the Lang, which today we'll call Beat the Schmerd. We gotta again highlight our new partnership we have with WinBet. Some of you may have seen this on the story already, but we're partnered up with WinBet, and they're going to be giving out free rooms at either Encore Boston or Win Las Vegas for every time you win a tourney.
That's a room for each partner on the winning team.
So that's 16 rooms they're giving out. So if you win 3 tourneys, you and your partner got now 3 nights at Encore Boston or Win Vegas. So 3 might be enough for me to go out to Vegas and take a long weekend.
Absolutely. If I won 3, it's a no-brainer, fam. I'm booking the ticket to Vegas after I get that 3rd. I might not even show up to one of these tourneys. Now I'm joking. But yeah, bro, I feel like that should definitely, give people more determination and give them a little bit, more of an incentive to want to not only show up, but to make it to the end and finish the job.
Mm-hmm. And what does it say? Yeah, so the only thing you got to do to be eligible, you download the WinBet app, reach out to me, and I'll give you the code that you got to put in as you're registering your account. And then you just put in $100 to bet, and you're locked in for the entire season of anytime you win a tournament, you will be staying at Encore or Win Vegas for the night.
Also, just to add on to that, with the code, you will get a bonus of $100 in bonus bets. So, you guys will definitely not only get, the free rooms if you win, but you also get some bonus bets too. So that's good. And I feel like it's an opportunity that everyone should definitely take advantage of, because, this is something that we haven't had in the past. And, I feel like a lot of players that have won in the past would have loved to take advantage of this.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like if you don't, then you're going to be missing out when you get that dub. You know what I'm saying? So, and we all bet. And it's playoff basketball time, not to give you
throw $100 on the Celtics to win the series.
I don't want to give you bets, but bet on whatever you feel comfortable. Bet on whatever you feel comfortable.
There's no more money,
but it's playoff basketball.
No more money games. We're betting on hotel rooms after this.
Exactly.
Facts. Fuck the money games. Throw that shit on Win and win.
Word. So yeah, reach out to me for that code if you haven't already done it, and make sure you get that 100 in before you win your tourney, because then that'll be an awkward conversation if you're like, I won, weird, but I didn't do what I had to do yet. They're gonna be like, they might be a nice guy and let you have it, but no promises. So
yeah, man,
put in that 100. You're gonna regret it if you win the tourney, and then you look at your account, you're like, I forgot to do that win bet shit. And then your partner's going on his night at Encore with his girlfriend, and you're staying at home because you
download the app. DM Troy for the code. When you get the code, deposit $100, right? And when you use that code, when you deposit the $100, you'll get $100 in bonus bets, and that now makes you eligible when you win a tournament to then receive the rooms at either Encore or Win in Vegas.
All right, it's time for Beat the Schmerd.
I didn't get to do
Gang.
this. I didn't get to do this last time.
I
was on
know,
the pod. I'm
JT. So
excited.
you're a rookie still
Gang.
with the trivia.
I'm not.
We got. We'll go to 5. I think we'll aim for 5, but I got plenty ready if we're struggling.
Get 5 right.
Yeah.
Is it just first to answer?
Yeah. First to answer.
All right.
Try to let me read the whole
Yeah,
question
yeah.
before you blurt it out. All right. First one. This is about myself, actually, including All-Star and playoffs. How many finals appearances have I made in my career?
Troy has made.
Biz.
I didn't want to say 5.
Incorrect.
Oh, 4.
Incorrect.
Ah,
6.
Fuck.
Oh.
6 finals
I
appearances.
was gonna say Biz, but then I was gonna say 5. That's why I
Ah.
hesitated.
I
Now I
got-
would have said Biz too.
I have
between
2
Biz.
rings with Jake. Me and Jake were runners up 2 more times.
Fuck, it is 6.
And then
6.
I went to the
Damn.
finals with Denal in a regular season and a playoff with
You
Denal.
see, I forgot.
Oh, I didn't
I
count
for-
the regular season with you and Denal.
I forgot the regular season with you and
Same,
Denal,
bro,
fam. I went, yo, you went to
same.
4 with. All right, and then I'm like 1.
Damn, I counted them right. Besides that one.
Damn. All
Me
right.
too. I counted
Alright.
Biz.
Who is the only player in UDL history to have made the finals in both an All-Star tourney and a Rising Stars tourney?
Rocco.
Incorrect.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is. That's why.
D Hall.
Incorrect. You
All right,
guys,
wait,
you guys
I
kind of.
didn't-
Let me read the question. again.
Yeah, I didn't understand the question, so I just.
Who is the
said
only
everything.
player to have made a finals in both the All-Star tourney and the Rising Stars tourney? You got to remember the Rising Stars tourney was only implemented this year.
Oh, Beretti.
The answer is Cam Green.
No.
Cam Green did it actually both in this one year. He went to the finals with
Oh
Joe.
shit.
They lost to Roach and Denal in Rising Stars.
That was.
Then he played with
That's
Kevin in
me.
the All-Star tourney and
I
lost to
understand the
Rocco
question.
and Beretti. Tough one.
Yeah, I could have just said Cam after he said Beretti, no?
You could have, but you wouldn't have.
Because Troy cut me off.
Yeah.
I thought you already answered.
He
Nah,
did.
I
answered
did.
twice.
I
I was
Alright.
trying to cheat.
All right. Next question. How many All-Star nods does Garrett Amaral have?
My God.
3.
Correct.
Yeah.
Garrett went to
Sounds
the
about
All-Stars
right.
in 2019, 2020,
I know
and
the first 2 were.
2021.
I knew the
That
first
sounds
2 were
about
a
right.
lock.
That
Yeah,
sounds about
he
right.
went 3 straight, and he just missed. The only one he missed was this past season. So we'll see
Yeah.
if Garrett's back to All-Star form this year.
Shout out Garrett, man.
This is a good one. This player is in the top 5 all-time in FIFAs kicked, but he's outside of the top 25 all-time in points scored.
Rocco.
Incorrect.
Fuck.
It's a good guess.
Like, I know he doesn't score that many
It's a good
points.
guess.
I'm helping you out, bro. I'm going to let you answer the next one. Fuck out of here. You would have said Rocco, too.
All time.
Yep.
Torres.
Incorrect.
He's definitely in scoring.
He's top 25 scoring.
I knew it.
So
All right,
the
can I get
answer-
another guess?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
should get another.
you can get one
guess.
for
Right?
fun,
Can I
yeah.
get another
I'm
guess?
getting one too.
Top 5 in FIFAs. Top 25 in scoring.
Outside of the top 25 in
Jake
scoring.
Maroney.
Nah, Jake Brown is definitely like top 10 in scoring.
Damn it. Well, I don't know
Bobby.
who's top 5 in
No,
FIFAs.
the answer is Fennell. Steve Fennell.
See, I don't know who's top 5
He's
in FIFAs.
kicked. This is a crazy
Yeah.
stat. He's kicked 37 FIFAs in his career, and he only
Sheesh.
scored 65 points. So he's almost doubled.
Yeah. That's crazy.
He's just about doubled his FIFAs in points. It's just nuts.
That's nuts.
All right, so 1-0 JT. Who wears jersey number 4 in UDL?
D Hall.
Correct.
Yeah, good one.
2-0 JT.
These are like questions are all over the place. My
Yeah,
brain
yeah.
can't
Yeah,
like
they are,
adjust,
they are.
bro. It's like there's so many different areas these questions are
I
in.
legit remembered it from the Kearney FIFA video. That's how I remembered it.
I'm like, wait, now a jersey number? What the fuck? I'm
Yeah,
like,
I got
what?
everything coming. This is a tough one, too. Not even that tough, but a good one.
Oh my god.
How many different partners has J. Rich played with in a regular season tourney?
Oh
And you get an
my
extra
God.
point if you can name all of them.
Biz.
Incorrect.
3.
Incorrect. Oh,
It's
right in
not
between.
four.
It's
I was
four.
gonna say it's not 3.
It's 4.
It's not 3.
He played with Lang, obviously,
Yeah.
Mazzilli,
Yeah.
Kevin Denellen,
You.
and Brandon.
I would.
I only played with him in an all-star tourney.
That counts as biz.
No, I said
regular season.
how many different partners has J. Rich played with in a regular season tourney?
Fuck. Fuck me. I'm still right. But it's not regular season, right?
Well, if it was D-Hall would be thrown in there if it was all-star. So
ah,
it'd be really
shit, I
sick.
was still wrong. I'll take it. I was close.
This is a good one. What was the first team to finally eliminate Scott and Drew from a tourney?
What do you mean by that?
Like, they finally knocked him out. They delivered their second L in a tourney for the first time. They knocked him out.
The first team to knock them out in a tourney.
What season was it?
Season 2, tourney 1.
Was this in your backyard in Norwood?
Yeah, it was.
Who did you play in the finals that year?
No.
Doesn't relate, but I played Garrett and Hunter in the finals.
Oh, it doesn't relate, so good. That still helped.
I guess I give a hint there. It's not me. It's tough.
Are they OGs?
Say it,
They're
bro.
OGs.
Say your guess. I'm not giving mine first.
They are OGs.
I want you to give me a team first so I can go second for once.
And I'll give you another hint here. This team not only knocked him out in their second loss, but they beat him in their first loss too. They knocked him out. They gave him both losses that they took in this tourney.
I'm stuck, bro.
All right, fuck it. Alec and B-Wop.
Mike Mahoney and Mike Dussault.
Wow, I would
Mahoney
never have
and
gotten that.
Deuce.
I would have never, ever have gotten that.
Mahoney and Deuce.
Nah, it
I
makes
was
sense.
going to say Alec and Garrett.
That
but
does make sense. I almost said Mahoney for some weird reason, but I didn't know who the
I would
fuck
have
he
never
played
have
with.
gotten that.
That makes sense.
In season 3, who had the best FIFA toss percentage with 0?
FIFA toss percentage is Rocco McClafferty.
Close. He was up there in top 3.
Fuck. Oh,
Me.
Close. It's your partner, Beretti.
damn.
Beretti had 0 FIFA tosses in
shit.
season 3.
Man.
Tough questions though. You're not even supposed to get these.
Fuck.
All right, not including the
I want
play-in.
one.
Not including the play-in
I just want
tourney.
one.
Not. Hold on. Where am I? All right, yeah. Not including the play-in tourney from this season. Only 2 guys have plunked in a playoff game. Who are those 2 guys?
Roach. Roach is one. I know it is.
Roach didn't. He's only ever played in the play-in. I said not including the play-in tourney.
Ah,
That was in the play-in.
all right, I'm
Unfortunately, I
wrong.
missed the playoffs this year.
I'm wrong.
I'll let you.
I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm taking it.
No, you can
I'm
guess
taking the
again.
L. Nah,
Nah,
I'm
'cause
wrong.
he didn't count.
Freaking Jake.
Yes.
He plunked me.
Yep. Jake is one.
And
Happened in the same season.
J Rich.
Jake and Alec.
Jake and D-Hall. D-Hall got a plunk in that tourney.
D-Hall? Oh, he did.
In the final.
And he threw the fucking... Wait, no, that was when he won.
That was when he won, but he did have a final. I think
Yeah,
it was in
Jake
the semis
plunked
against.
me, bro. I just had PTSD real quick.
Yeah.
I saw the cup flash out.
Yeah. D-Hall, I think, plunked Kearney and AJ in the semis. All right.
Half a point.
Who wears jersey number 41?
The fuck?
Damn. Mood.
Nope, 99.
I have no idea. Cam.
Mark Carmi.
Has he ever worn his jersey, bro?
Couple times.
I don't think so.
That's
when I
whack.
played him, he didn't wear his
That
jersey.
question's voided.
That's fine.
No,
No,
nah,
no
we
one
don't-
got
That's a
it
good
anyway.
question. That's a good question. That's a great
41.
one. Mark
Alright,
got that right.
I only got one question left anyway, so it sounds like JT got the
you
dub,
won. You
but
got it.
I'll share it anyway, see if anyone got this. Who's played the most games in UDL playoff history?
Fucking
You.
Troy.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. 13 games.
That was hard, bro.
No, that was
More
tough.
difficult.
That was
That's
tough.
fucked up. I'm supposed to know this shit, but I'm not supposed to know that.
Yeah.
I don't even know where Troy pulled those from, bro. Those is the hardest.
Deep in the archives.
Those
I mean-
questions are so hard. You know how many beat the lanes we've done.
Yeah.
That we gotta
legit.
go that deep to go Mark Carmi's number.
Hey, let me know at home. DM me if you got more than what JT
If you
got.
did,
JT
you're
got 3
lying.
wrong.
you
JT
got more
3
than
right.
me.
You did.
Yeah,
you're
you got
lying.
0.
We'll get a lot of DMs.
Yeah. Tell us how you did, because I'm curious. That one did feel tough. Not gonna lie.
What?
That beat the lane. That was a tough one.
Facts, but I
It
think
was.
I thought I was gonna shit on JT. You got lucky though. I think he was guessing.
JT, you got any last final words before opening day Saturday?
Man, it just feels like Christmas this week.
Yes,
Like
sir.
Monday, Tuesday, and today have flown by.
That's
Just
a
because I'm
fact.
waiting for Saturday. Already making my plans before, making my plans
Yep.
for after. It's just the best time of year. I can't wait to see all the guys that I don't usually get to see
Facts.
during the off season. Everything. Just can't wait to play some dime, man.
Yes, sir. Schmarta, anything to say?
You know, shout out to everyone that's making this tourney. I know we're not gonna have everyone there, but you know, everyone who is coming, I just like to say thank you. And, you know, just thank you everybody for supporting us through the off season and, you know, keeping up on all the news that Troy's been putting out about, you know, whatever it may be with the top 30s or, you know, our little videos that we show, little flashback videos. We just put up a hype video. If you haven't seen that yet, go check it out. But yeah, man, I don't know. I'm excited. We got some new shit coming to the tournament. Like y'all gonna see some new shit. I don't want to expose it right now. Y'all gonna see some new shit.
You're gonna tell
be ready.
Me?
Be ready. It's finna be gas. This year, you know, we always bring a new thing, so definitely show up. And if you haven't shown up from a couple seasons ago, this is your perfect year to show up. Is Biz. Yeah, Biz. It's the best year.
Bring your friends, bring the vibes.
That's it. And top 30 is still going on. These videos take a while. I mean, it's eight. I mean, if you played in playoffs and All-Stars and all 8, that's like 10 tourneys worth of footage to go through. And if you go far in every tourney, that's a lot. And there's a couple angles. It's a lot of footage. So the top 30 is coming. It'll obviously go into the season, but you will find out the top 30. We're on 14. 14 should be coming out tomorrow or today, depending on when you're listening to this. But yeah, get ready for a wild season. It is easily going to be the best season yet.
Absolutely. Season biz.
Most competition, new things coming, and we have new incentives too. So definitely, bro, I hope everyone gets to come to a couple tourneys this year, if not all of them. And, you know, like, shout out to everyone that's been supporting us.
As Lang always says, see you Saturday.
Hey.